All
Hey,
right.
hey,
We are
hey. What's
here.
going on? Happy Wednesday, y'all. I feel like my hat is crooked. There we go. Okay.
You're on a lean. You're on a different type of lean with it. Lean with it, rock
I'm
with it.
leaning with it. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Girl Chat Sports. I am Mel. This is Mo. And we are here to break down the last week and some hot topics, as well as stuff that's been happening not only in sports, but in entertainment and kind of around and about. But
Yeah,
I know you
pretty
just
much
got finished
everything.
watching your Lakers game. We will discuss them
Yeah.
later.
I knew they were gonna lose. I mean,
I mean, yeah,
it's the
yeah,
closest game we've seen, but
right.
we'll talk
What's
about it.
up? What's up, Kente? Thanks for checking in. JC, appreciate you. Yeah, we'll talk about it for sure. But I wanted to start off with, because one of the hot topics was this. We talked about Astro World last week and
Right.
the fiasco there and the unfortunate deaths of some people, which now is 10 because
Right.
two other people had passed away, including a 9-year-old. So there's now $750 million lawsuit against Travis Scott, Drake, Live Nation. And what I didn't understand was Apple. How is Apple involved in this?
I don't
Do you
know.
know?
I don't. I looked at that too and was very confused. I have no idea. They're throwing
I'm like,
everybody in the
Apple,
mix.
what'd Apple do with this?
I mean,
So there's over 125 fans that have filed lawsuits against them, totaling up to 750 million. And it's I
just
don't
because they asked
know.
for it doesn't mean they're gonna get it, though.
Oh, of course
We'll
not.
see what
But
the
still,
settlement looks like.
yeah. I'm wondering how much longer the Jenners and what's her name again? Not Kendall, but
Kylie.
Kylie are going to be involved with the Travis Scott.
They're not.
This is a bad PR move for Kris Jenner.
They're
She's like,
not. They've actually dropped him from the show. Like, they say he can't be on the show.
and Nike postponed the release of their collaboration sneakers with him too.
Yeah, the Cactus Maxes. Yeah, they had to do that. Because if you're not, I mean, even if you were to do it, I mean, I would have probably, as Nike, kept it rolling and probably said proceeds go to the victim's family. He's not taking any profit on this collab.
Right.
Maybe we put it towards the families, the victims, that kind of thing.
It'd have to be
Then
something
they could have do
at
it.
that point.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know.
Oof. Oh man.
Yeah.
Hey Heather, thanks for chiming in. We will get to the Warriors. We'll get to Mr. Curry, because he's been pretty remarkable. And look at who's in here. Miss Natalie's in town. Yes.
Hey.
I had the pleasure of watching A Man in the Arena with her last night. So I'm definitely going to talk about that for 2.5 seconds. And then maybe one day we'll have Ron, since it is a 10-episode series of Tom Brady, which is on ESPN Plus. Wasn't bad. So I'll leave it at that. It was pretty good. I enjoyed the story. It was the beginning with the whole Drew Bledsoe. So it was very heavily into Drew Bledsoe and that the game, which I didn't realize was the game that he took over, was the game after 9/11. So I didn't realize it was that long. I mean, Tom Brady's old.
He's 44, so
that long ago. Yeah. But kind of going back to the concerts, I know you had a full weekend, and hopefully you've gotten a little rest.
Man, I'm still trying to.
I don't know how you can do it. Mo was that day in Vegas, the music festival here in Las Vegas. So did you see anything different at this festival than you've seen in previous festivals since Astroworld had just happened?
No, I mean, the thing of it is it's a low rent festival to begin with. Let's just start there, because the aesthetics of it all, the lineup is amazing. The lineup is a fire lineup. It was one of those lineups where you could see any of your favorite artists in this current hip hop climate. That was great, but the aesthetics of it all, the setup of it all, that Festival Plaza field, if they don't put money into building more lighting or building more, all of that, and just
I was going to play the video real
presentable.
quick you had sent over, because this is what it was, because, it's daylight savings now. It's getting dark at like 4:35. So let's just kind of see how that is. 1 second.
Yeah, it's too dark. It's too dark.
Super dark.
It's too dark. The only lighting that they provided would be from the multiple concession stands that were out there, along with whatever stage performance was on. So the lighting kind of casts off of that if you're lucky and in that proximity. But for the most part, to get where you needed to go, it was kind of dark. And not to mention, if the kids are sitting on the blacktop, because you have some fake grass that they put out on the blacktop, and they have some blacktop areas where kids were sitting on the blacktop, you literally could probably step on them because it was so dark.
Were there a lot of kids there? Were there a lot of kids?
Yes, there were. Yes, there were. I don't know what the exact attendance was, but I know for a fact that I was in the back. And with me being in the back to see what was going on more in the front, I know it was condensed. I know it was jam-packed shoulder to shoulder. I saw the footage that Joey Badass, the rapper, when he came off stage and went down into the crowd. But the way they had the stage set up, the crowd was pushed like at least 10 or 12 feet away from the stage with barricades. And so when he came down into the crowd, you could see how moshed everyone was in that front row in that whole area. But they did have it kind of sectioned off. So they basically had like a VIP section to the left that was very light sprinkled. Then they had your GA section, but they split your GA sections up with the barriers. Like some people could go in one section, it was a group clustered, and then another section above that was a group clustered. So, and not to mention, I did appreciate seeing like police presence and security walking through the crowds. Like for the back part that I was on, you could see the security kind of going through, making sure everybody was good. But you did have to definitely use your Apple light on your phone or your phone light to kind of navigate through, because it just was kind of one of those festivals where there's not enough lighting on those festival grounds. They don't allow it to have it unless you build it. And I think this type of festival, whoever the promotion was for it, they put all their money into the artist performances, but not the aesthetics of it all. I mean, Absolute was a sponsor. Arrowhead Water was a sponsor. I mean, they had a McDonald's trailer there, which was cool. If you download the McDonald's app, you get some free McDonald's. You can only do that for 3 days. I did it on the last day, so that was cool. They didn't have much.
I'm down with the free McDonald's though. Anything free at a festival when usually prices are so expensive.
They ran out of the McChicken nugget. I mean, they ran out of the McChicken sandwich on the last day, but they had the nuggets. But the biggest merchandise shopping, not only for the festival, was for Tyler the Creator's collection, that golf line that he has. Golf wing. Oh my God, that line, you could never, by the time it was like you want to walk up and buy at least a beanie or something, that stuff was all sold out. Those kids ransacked that thing. So
they'd be going
all in all, like I said, it was a different experience. I will be going forward watching it from our friend's balcony that overlooks it. It's a better look. Because that Friday night, I actually did do that. I left the kind of thing early to go watch from the balcony. And
you just can't really hear one individual. You just hear kind of
and even when you're there, they put the stages a little too close together towards the backside. So if you're watching one act, you can kind of hear the other act going on, and they overlap. And if you're in the back, if you're in the crowd, you probably won't hear it as much. But if you're in the back, like I was,
you're hearing
and I was doing like, arm's length, everybody. Like I'd stick my arms out, and I had this room, and I was good. And I kept my mask on too, believe it or not.
Did you have to be vaccinated or provided COVID?
Yeah, you did have to be vaccinated, and they also they had originally said no, and then they said you have to be, and then they changed it back to 72 hours testing. But here's the problem with that: you had to present the Clear app, of course. There's no Wi-Fi in the facility, so it takes a good 20 minutes for your Clear app to appear before they can check it. Like you had to stand out there and wait for the Wi-Fi.
So you did have to at least go through the Clear app. So that's
you
good.
did.
At least they know it was you, and it wasn't like you borrowed your friend's card.
No,
just
you had to go
flash
through Clear app. But it just the problem was there's just no Wi-Fi, so you weren't getting much good cellular service with that whole area. And you're probably not going to get it like with other festivals either, depending on how the towers are running. It was crazy. But all in all, like I said, it's the lineup, the acts, like everyone did amazing. Little Uzi Vert was super, super late and did maybe 3 songs, and it cut off his mic. But he also
that's who they pulled off early, right?
Yes, but he had some controversy too. He had made a statement about referencing Astroworld, kind of being dismissive about the situation and saying, that's not, like kind of supporting Travis, but not really, but just kind of making a blanket statement about the crowds and like, I don't really care. Y'all mosh out and be crazy. I don't really care. That stuff's stupid and that kind of thing. So he's kind of getting in some trouble with saying some stuff like that. I didn't hear it, but it was
Right.
reported today that he had said some stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Shout out to Guru for checking in with us. We
Yes,
appreciate
Guru.
you. Also to
Guru.
Jose V. A
Yes.
Straight Bet Sports coming up later at 9:00. Make sure
And
to
shout
check
out to
him out.
Westside Gun from Griselda, who is my favorite, one of my favorite
Yes.
underground hip hop acts, because he was repping the Golden Knights.
That was
That
pretty
was
fly.
such a great look, you know, and he had on the
All
back of the
that
jersey
extra
it read Fly Guy.
bling.
Oh, the
Super
Cuban
good.
links were sparkling. Okay, those diamonds were
I
sparkling.
see he got the C for captain too.
He
you
does,
know?
but the back of the jersey read Fly Guy, and I loved his custom jersey. So he basically deliberately got a Golden Knights, had it customized, and wasn't like, I'm just going to the store buying a VGK jersey. He was like, I'm just going to rep.
He prepared for this. Whoever his PR or stylist or whomever was putting him on, ready for Vegas.
He repped that Vegas real tough with the VGK. He had that. He made the VGK jersey look very fly. Let me tell you. Anybody want to take notes and do that like that? That was pretty fly for him. So big ups to him. I was so shocked when he came out with that. I was like, oh my God, he's wearing nice stuff. I was so happy. You know.
I love it.
Yeah, it was cool. I got some photos I'll be posting. They had a car that was like a guard car. It was like a dilapidated Chevy. It was like a dilapidated Chevy, but it had plants and stuff on, floral arrangements and stuff, and you could take pictures with it. And then they had a day in Vegas little signage. You could take pictures, but that was it.
Nice.
Oh, and they had a speaker chain. It was a chain made of box speakers. It went on the circle, so I'll post that. But that was about it.
Because I know that was one of your gripes. They didn't really have. I mean, we know it wasn't going to be Life is Beautiful. We know it's going to be all out, but
and it's not
going
to be easy, you know.
It just
wasn't. They didn't have no rides, no.
Yeah.
You know, I've been to festivals on that grounds before, where Rock in Rio had zip lining. They had different things. It was well lit. This was very low rent. It was very low budget.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the kids liked it. I mean, if the kids, you know, they just want to see the acts. It's just basically a concert. I wouldn't even call it a festival. I call it a concert, like a series of concerts.
It was a 3-day concert. Yeah.
3-day concert. Yeah. Okay, and I got there late every day. So it wasn't like I could start at 12.
I don't think I could sit there all day. There's no way that my back is going to put up with standing up and walking around all day.
It's perfect. Yeah. No way.
Good information and insight.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
well, because that's the same festival grounds that will have the one that I got tickets for coming in January, February or something like that.
It's May, I think. The Lovers and Friends.
Yeah, Lovers and Friends. I
have those too, but again, it depends on how they set it up, and you know, it could be
hopefully
different.
They prepare and they can do something a little different to make it not the same, I guess.
I don't know. I feel like that one's going to be low rent too. So we'll see how that one rolls too. If it ain't working like the way I want it, I will sell my tickets or sell a day. Like to stand and all that. The seat. No.
Yeah. And I couldn't even get VIP. So I'm stuck with the GA and I'm like, oh, I really.
It's going to be interesting. They need to tin up the, stages, and if they do tint up the stages, like they had one of the stages at the festival that was tinted up, but they opened up the sides, and they did that as a safety precaution, so there was exits for people to get out, you know.
Well, that's good.
And they had one thing about it, of it being dark, they did have the exits to go out
lighted up,
real lit up.
Well,
and when you did exit the festival, it put you on Las Vegas Boulevard, and they shut down Las Vegas Boulevard. So set between Las Vegas Boulevard and Sahara all the way down to Resort World, the streets were closed. So the street, you could pose in the street with no oncoming traffic. So people were getting a kick of doing that. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah, Les, thanks for joining in. Apparently it was a little low budget.
Yeah, low budget.
Didn't have all the bells and whistles that you usually see.
You know, you pay quite a bit of money on some of these, and thank God for layaway, because you can make payments on these things. But at the same time, it's like, I'll shout out some of the food. They did rep good food vendors, great local businesses, great Black-owned businesses featured. Shout out to Philly Freeze Me. He was there. Good. Chase was there. Shout out to Fridays. They were there. I gave them some business. There were a few other Cajun places. But it's so funny because when you go to Life is Beautiful, they tell you the name of the business. All the appliques on the buildings would read pizza, Cajun, tater tots and fries, mac and cheese, cheeseburger shakes and stuff. So you really had to walk up to see what the name of the business was. Some had banners for their businesses, others did not.
Right. If you didn't
Philly Freeze Me did read Philly Freeze Me. When it was Fridays, theirs, I believe, read Fridays. But when it was other places, it was like Cajun, hot dog, pizza, like very basic.
Businesses, make sure you get your banners together.
Get it together. Very basic. Very basic. That's why I said this is a low rent festival. We'll just take it for what it is, you know? I'm not even going in for the experience. I'm just going to listen to the music. It is what it is, you know? Tell me how
So the
you are
last
dressed as you are. What
the
happened?
last of some entertainment hot topics. I know me and you. I got caught up in the drama. The
Oh
baby
man.
and his latest baby's mother, Danny Lee, who I really didn't know who she was. I know DaBaby, of course, but
Yeah.
what morning was that? Like Tuesday?
That
No,
was Sunday
Monday.
night. Sunday night when I got
I
home,
woke
it
up
started.
Monday
And woke
and
up
was
Monday and
like,
they're
I
still going
went
at it.
down the rabbit hole. So whatever they're going through, he's claiming she's a side chick. Their baby's 3 months old. She's at his house. He's wanting her out. He's recording live. He's got his assistant recording live. Everybody's doing a live video to have proof that she's crazy and she won't leave his house. And then it becomes, her throwing the receipts up on Instagram and showing videos of him and her together over the course of the last year or two. Again, him saying that she's just his side chick. And it just
And she may very well
unraveled.
be. She may very well be. Because
For
if you're with
sure.
another person or if he's seeing multiple women, which he clearly is, then you probably
And I
are.
think his oldest baby's mother is also supposedly pregnant now. And there's some,
Yeah.
and there's some, questions as to if it's his. And
Yeah.
well, let's be honest. You're dating a rapper and you're dating a huge entertainment person. He may not be monogamous. So you take it as you go. You're young,
Yeah.
you figure it out. But
Yeah.
I wanted to play this video because I caught it. It came from The Real, which I don't really watch too much, but Lonnie Love kind of put it in perspective. And this is the one thing I want all women to take away from it
Oh,
because it
absolutely.
speaks truth.
Absolutely.
And we've all been in certain situations. I know I've been. I'm going to speak for myself, not for the rest of you ladies. One of the reasons why, as a female, I say always have your own stuff.
Yep.
So that nobody can sit back
Yep.
and tell you to get out of their house. Okay? Have your own stuff.
Have your own stuff. I mean, because then she was complaining about, then she went on live and had, this is the first time I've never had I sold all my things or whatever. I came in to move in with him. She'd been living with him. And she
he may
was
have
like,
given a perception that she could stay,
but either which way, I mean, she's supposedly some whatever Instagram model. I don't know what she does.
She's a dancer.
Honest.
And I'm going to tell you something about her. She literally is legit because guess who discovered her? Prince. Prince put her on when she was 18 years old, being a dancer, being an entertainer, being the songstress, all that stuff. So to me personally, if Prince, a legend like that, put you on, DaBaby would be beneath me. I'd be like, look, I work with Prince.
You should have some money. You should have your own place or a place
Dominican,
on the.
And I get Dominican is impoverished, and I get the family has their struggles and stuff. But at the end of the day, it started with her, him taking her phone and going live, telling her to get out. That was disrespectful. Ashley's feeding the baby in bed. Mind you, they previously had just had intercourse, and he's telling her this. She could be postpartum. She could be all these things and these emotions. Of course. How are you going to do this to her?
My thing is, I'm taking this child and I'm getting out. Because if at 3 months old, my child is hearing all this.
She said she had a drawer and some closet stuff. I'm packing my stuff. Who cares
if you got anything? I'm leaving the stuff here. I'm out of here. You tripping? I'm out. We'll talk later. I'm not going to deal with this. But then at the house, she was just coming on his lies afterwards because she's still in the house. I was like, this is too much, and I feel like the 3-month-old is already hearing and seeing too much. Like, wait till it actually remembers this kind of stuff. Like, you got to deal with this for 18 more years.
You made it very transparent and open by putting it out there on those Instagrams. I tell you, that's some permanent stuff. Because people record it. Now it's on YouTube. You can always go back and catch it on YouTube. And it's too bad.
It was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
So I feel for her. Hopefully she does well and gets out of it. And hopefully whoever continues to date DaBaby knows that he likes to get more. He is basically like the dirty version of Nick Carter. Or not Nick Carter.
Nick Cannon.
Nick Cannon, yeah.
My thing is, what were rock stars doing back in the day when they had their groupies? You never really heard much about it because, again, there wasn't any social media. But at the same time, they
got babies too.
But guess what? The women went on years later and did a tell-all book, or they did a, you know what I mean? It's
a lot to process, Natalie.
It is a lot to process, Natalie.
Especially with her not being on social media. I'm sure she's like, wait, what? Yeah, I know this is a lot. It's a lot.
I had to send it to Andre, and he says, "You know what? That's what they get." He left it at that. Like I was like, "Darn it!"
I mean,
He's not into
what
it.
can you do?
It's just too much. You both look stupid up there. You're up there with the confessions. You're up there.
Les said Michael Jackson wanted to do music with Jewel and Death Row, but allegedly Suge said F that we on top. We don't need him. It's just all drama. It's drama.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway. So let's get back into some sports. So one of the main things that I wanted to talk about was the breaking news that happened shortly after their significant loss to Chicago was a change at the Staples Center, which has had its name since I think 1999 or so, will be changing its name to Crypto.com. They couldn't shorten it to just crypto because it's not really the brand. They needed Crypto.com. And it takes place on Christmas Day.
Yeah, it's still Staples Center to me. I don't care. I care not. I'm not calling it Crypto.com. I'm not calling it any of that. It's the Staples Center. You can miss me with all that. Why would you change it to that? Everybody's trying.
Why would you change it? I mean, I know maybe Staples is going through probably some, financial issues. Who still goes to Staples to shop? I don't know. I don't. But there were some funny memes about it. And I know the one on top you probably can't see too well, but it does talk about that because the Lakers had lost the bet to the Bulls, they basically made them change their iconic stadium name. Then, of course, if you're from LA and you know the Bloods and the Crips, the guys going to call it Bripto Benter.
I love it. I call it that.
And of course, just like Mo, bless their hearts, we were always going to call it Staples Center no matter what little name you slap on the building.
Exactly. So it'll always be, as a Laker fan, and most majority of Laker fans agree, and even Vanessa Bryant chimed in, it's going to be Staples Center. That's what we're calling it.
I think it's ridiculous.
It's not even about voting for that. It's a matter of who has the top dollars to change the arena, because the arena is owned by them.
Right. And of course, it's also that this is the largest U.S. venue naming rights deal to date, supposedly.
I bet,
so Crypto.com put down huge money.
Of course they did.
What's up, Vic Lex? Yeah. We're going to be kicked. I don't see anybody changing that in their mind to Crypto.com, unless you're maybe an anchor.
I mean, if you're into the crypto thing and you get Bitcoins or you get something out of it and it changes the venue status and all of that, great. To me, it'll always be referenced as Staples Center. The Forum will always be the Forum, even when they tear it down and Clippers build. Listen, it's
I don't think the Bryants, although having lots of money still,
they
I
have
don't
enough money
think
to do all that.
They don't got that kind of money.
Entire estate to do that.
They're gonna have like a Bryant suite probably, or like
they might do some dedication stuff, but at the same time, I'm not about to be. It's Staples.
Yeah, and so speaking on the Staples Center, speaking on your Lakers. Of course, the Bulls took them down on Monday. You guys just lost again today to the Bucks. Supposedly, LeBron's coming back on Friday.
Right.
From his 2-week abdominal strain.
Right.
I don't even want to know what kind of pain a 2-week abdominal strain would cause that would keep me out the game for 2 weeks. But it's got to be significant, I guess.
Yeah, whatever. If anybody walked into that game on Monday against the Bulls and thought we were going to win that game, was clearly mistaken. Hello, you guys were playing the Lakers. I expected you guys to mollywop us, and you did. You did, rightfully so. And it was actually a great game to watch.
It was.
My only question about the whole thing is, how does your shoe fall off, AD?
Yeah, what happened with AD? Because he got ejected in the third quarter after cussing out the ref. Which happened
because
after
his shoe fell off.
Right.
He was putting his shoe on, and maybe he should have called a timeout or something, but game was still in play, and he started cussing and fussing at the ref, and the ref just told him.
But why are you cussing at the ref for? Like, it's not his problem your shoe's off.
Let me tell you something about these guys. They get frustrated, and they turn into grumpy old men. And I hate that I'm saying this, because this is just something that I say. They get grumpier and grumpier and more frustrated. Russell Westbrook got frustrated with SGA when they were in OKC, and SGA stole the ball from him and did a dunk and a layup. He got frustrated, saying, "I'm old school," wanted to pick a fight. AD, Dwight Howard get into it on the bench. They're getting frustrated. When they're down, they get frustrated. And I think with AD, I honestly suspect that he purposely gets frustrated because he's so embarrassed by the game he doesn't want to play anymore.
Because he was quoted even as saying, like, we suck and this,
Yeah,
can't,
exactly. He was
we're
frustrated.
nowhere
He
to
was
be in
frustrated.
it. Yeah.
He was frustrated. And the thing of it is tonight was such a great, good-looking matchup with Milwaukee, but Milwaukee played like crap. They weren't playing their best game. They're 6-3 or 7-8 now, I believe it is. I mean, they're not playing their best game either, and so it was kind of like whatever, And then when LeBron comes back, it's gonna be LeBron and AD. Poor THT, poor Malik Monk, poor Kip Bazemore, poor all these people that are rallying around trying to put their stats and their points up because they're not going to get any points if he comes back. And he thinks he can take over a game, and you probably still won't win because they're old. I'm saying it. I said it before. What did I tell you? This was not
senior
going to work.
Lakers.
This was not going to work. You've got freaking Russell Westbrook who averages over 5 turnovers in a game. Stupid turnovers, mind you. Stupid, reckless turnovers. Can't shoot threes. He had 15 assists tonight, and he's always on that triple-double thing, but that's just not enough.
Sure.
It's just not enough. We need young legs, and that's why Golden State looks amazing. That's why they look fantastic to watch. That's why your Bulls look fantastic to watch. You guys are cohesively a group.
Well, they're playing as a team. Yeah, they're all playing as a team. And when one person falls out, they regroup as a team. These like the Lakers, if like LeBron falls out or AD falls out, they're not coming together as a team anymore. They're just playing their role. They're not playing what role they need to play.
They don't know their role, their egos. They're stuck in the past. And fans who are thinking this is a great thing are stuck in the past too. You are looking at 5 or 6 years ago of how these players used to be. We are in 2021. Let's get real. I feel like before the All-Star break happens, there will be some changes. There will be some trades if we don't pick this up, because we're on this road trip right now. We got Detroit.
5 games.
We got New York. We got Boston. I don't see us winning any of those on those roads. I don't see it. Even if LeBron comes back, I don't see it. And there's a guarantee, and I don't want to jinx him or anything, but we don't know his probability of how healthy he'll be. He was hanging off the rims in that Houston game, and then his abdominal went in, and that's it. The chemistry is very off because they're all ego-driven and they're old. Miss Volandi, shout out to you.
Yeah.
This is not, we need young gunners. And when we had a chance to get a Damian Lillard, yes, Club AARP, I agree. We had a chance to get Damian Lillard. We had a chance to get Bradley Beal. We also had a chance where DeMar DeRozan said he thought he was signed with them. That didn't work out.
That too.
And then, not to mention Caruso was like, I was willing to stay, but Lakers didn't want to counter the offer.
And look at DeRozan and Caruso right now.
Thank you. So, this is all on us. This is an L we have to take. If you want to watch a game with the Lakers, don't look at it as a competitive lens, because I don't. I look at it for the entertainment. Because when that shoe fell off and he cussed at the ref and got ejected, it's like a telenovela. Every night they're down a lot of points. There's some climactic drama.
Los jugadores locos.
Yes, it happens. And it's hilarious. And I fell out laughing when he got ejected. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm a realistic fan. I can't get behind this whole thing. And I told you at the beginning of the season, I don't like this look. I don't like this lineup. This is not what we're looking for.
It's not a good look.
It's not. But hopefully,
and to start off your 5-game road trip with the loss of the Bucks, they don't get back home until the day after Thanksgiving. So you got over a week on the road. I wouldn't want to be on that bus, that plane, in those hotel meetings, and none of that. Like, I don't
like it. I don't like it. And I don't like the fact we went 0-5 right in preseason. I don't like that our coach is saying we're still trying to figure it out. I hate when coaches say that. What are you trying to figure out?
You should have already figured it out by now.
It should have been already figured out in preseason. We should have already known what it was. Why are we still trying to figure it out?
Or you should have kept the team from last year that gave you a championship.
Andre Drummond is over there making boards. You got rid of Andre Drummond to put a liability of Dwight Howard in there, who's known for fouling out, getting technicals, causing fragrance, and all this other thing. And he's on limited time. Like, it's just the only one that has been producing for us that did really well in the stretches of these home games was Carmelo as an OG. And he can only play so many minutes, and he knows his role. He's limited and scaled back his role, but it's effective. We got Rondo, and he's still got Trevor Ariza sitting on the bench. He hasn't even played yet. Right. Oh my God, it's a mess.
It's a lot.
It's a mess.
But we'll go now into the Warriors and this guy Steph. I mean, amazing. His performance over his last 5 games is, you got 37, 24, 40, 25, 50.
What are you going to say?
It's ridiculous how crazy he's doing, and the fact, and how well the Warriors are doing. And they still don't have
all
Clay.
Tito's. Who's the old VGs on that team? Draymond and Steph. Everybody is a Tito with energy. They're deep. Their bench is deep. They come out. Gary Payton V, Jordan Poole. They don't even have James
Gary
Wiseman yet.
Payton
Come
Jr.
on.
is
They're balling. And he looks just like his mom. It's so funny. He's like a spitting image of his mom.
I saw a meme today that was him in a Sonics jersey with Gary Payton behind him in a Sonics jersey, and it was like, "Yo, Seattle, we need our team back, and we'll take Gary round 2."
I mean, they're all balling. I mean, Jordan Poole's been very effective with them. Valencia, I always want to call him Balenciaga, but he's doing really well. Valencia. I mean, and they don't even have James Wiseman back. They don't even have Klay Thompson. And I don't even know how that'll change with the Klay Thompson effect because he hasn't played in 2 years. So I wonder what his skills are looking like. He's still
out there playing. He's just not.
Well, he's just now starting
game.
5-on-5. He hasn't been doing the 5-on-5 practices. So now he's actually going into the 5-on-5 practicing. So we'll see how he does in his game. But again, that messes with the chemistry that's going on in the team. So you got to be able to fit in over there, you know?
Less they should have kept Lonzo.
I mean, there's a lot of players they could have kept. You know what I mean? But I don't know about
Caruso,
that Lonzo.
I mean, I'll take all of them but that Lonzo to Levine action is pretty nice. I mean, I got to admit,
you guys got a good looking squad. You got a good looking squad, and it's exciting to watch.
It is very exciting to watch. They're young.
Game, and
it's like it reminds me of basketball back in like in the 90s. Like you're really playing you're really in it. You're going, length of the court. You're not just stalling. They're not just shooting threes. This team is not just shooting threes. They're driving the hole. They're posting up. They're making big plays. The alley-oops are fantastic.
Yeah. Hey, it's great. I mean, I like watching the goals. It's exciting to watch. And I watch my Laker games, but I watch it waiting for the drama to kick off. I want to see somebody fight, or I want to see one of the grumpy men get into it or do something, some shenanigans. I just look forward for that. Like, it's definitely showtime with them. But we could have probably beat the Bucks tonight for sure. Just a lot of typical errors. THT, you don't foul Giannis. When he's down in the low post, don't try to foul him, especially when we only have a few minutes left in the game because he's going to get the and one. He's a big dude. And to put THT up on Giannis, it was just a bad match, But AD needed the rest because you have AD playing all these long minutes because he's trying to rally against this team. But I mean, THT was
he's trying to put the team on his back while LeBron's out. He can't handle that.
He can't do it. He's not that guy. He can't do it. And then LeBron comes back and tries to put the team on his back, and he might end up hurting his back. I don't know. It's just it's ridiculous.
For sure. Yeah, Les, the Bulls are balling. I'm excited. I gotta take it while I can. You never know how long it can last, but it's definitely a good group.
Hey, as long as they're healthy and they keep that energy going, they'll be fine.
And being young, sometimes when you get injured, it's not for 2 weeks for an abdominal strain.
No, that's some load stuff, but whatever.
He's so foolish.
I don't know.
Last of the NBA news that I really had was Zion got cleared to do one-on-one drills. Mind you, he hasn't been around. So
has he lost some weight? Because he gained some weight too on his offseason.
I don't think so.
He's over 300 pounds now. I have an issue with that too. It's like, if you're down, why are you not keeping yourself physically fit? Like, this is your job. Like,
where's your nutritionist at? Where's your personal chef? Where's your trainer? Where are you putting your money at? Like,
what are you doing? You just sitting down? You like, I'm down. I'm just gonna binge watch TV all day, and I'm not gonna get physical. And a job that requires me to be physically in shape. Like, what does that do? Like, I don't understand that. I remember when Kobe used to get on Shaq for coming back off the off season, being overweight and not in shape and stuff. He'd get on it. It's crazy.
And so his next checkup is like the 24th or whatever. And at that point, they'll be able to decide if he can participate in drills. So we're not even close to getting in the game yet, but we are at least making forward progress.
He needs to lose some weight.
Stepping your feet on the court.
He needs to lose some weight and get in shape and build some muscle.
If not, he's going to get injured again. He's going to get injured again because of all that weight and not being able to support it.
He needs to lose some weight. It's just that simple. You need to go on a diet stat.
Poor Pelicans, man.
Yeah. Talk about dysfunctional. Yeah, they're in trouble down there too. They're in crisis.
It's a lot of dysfunction there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, let's go a little bit over to some football because, again, more injuries, more underdogs winning that we did not expect at all.
Yeah.
And And the other one too is that, we got Cam back and he came back with a vengeance. Man scored 2 touchdowns and was like,
Man said he was sitting at home eating cereal when he got the call.
Hello.
But again, he still trains, works out, stays in shape, and just in case you get the call.
And not only that, beat the Cardinals. Took down the Cardinals.
Well, Kyler Murray's hurt, so I'm not gonna. DeAndre Hopkins is out. I'm not gonna.
It can't just
it's
be
nice,
on Kyler Murray.
But DeAndre Hopkins is out. That's one of their top wide receivers. I'm not gonna. Yes, it was great, but we've got some factors too. I want to see a full, healthy Cardinals go against them. Yes, it was great, but let's not forget we've got some.
They supposedly
pieces.
Still had their,
Come on.
defensive guy. I don't know. I still enjoyed it as a Seahawks fan.
Yeah.
My
of course
team is
you did,
trash.
because it's in your NFC West.
And then we actually have Arizona coming to our house this Sunday, and hopefully Murray and Colt McCoy are still both hurting because they both have some little minor injuries still, as Colt McCoy does anyways. And if DeAndre's out, cool.
He's been on the injury.
That would be our one time, because we have to win basically our next 6 games if we want a chance to get in the playoffs.
Good luck with that. I don't know if that's going to happen, huh? That's too bad.
Which includes, of course, Arizona twice, the Rams, the Niners, and the game I'm going to in Washington. So,
nice.
Yeah, next for Monday Night Football, I will be in DC for the Seahawks versus Washington football team game. I'm a little bummed though, because I really wanted to see Chase Young in person, play, and he's now out for the season.
Right, that's so bad. The ACL.
Too bad for him. That's very unfortunate.
We lost, the Raiders in that horrific game against the Chiefs, where Pat Mahomes had his breakout game, which I suspected because I kept him in my fantasy. I didn't even switch him out because I knew this was probably going to be the thing. And I ended up winning that day because he balled out. But sadly, we didn't ball out, and we lost Alec Ingold. We lost one of our fullbacks on offense. He tore his ACL, so he's done for the season.
Oh my!
And then that was the debut of Deshaun Jackson, and he did what Deshaun Jackson does best and dropped the ball. We just gotta figure out our situation.
The game was hard to watch. I'll admit that. I watched the first half, and then I checked out. I couldn't.
I wasn't even there to see it because I was at Day in Vegas, and of course, I get updates on my phone of the score, and then I'd hear from my dad and my brother, and I saw a family picture of my dad and my 2 brothers, and Marcus wasn't smiling in it, of course, so I knew he wasn't happy.
You knew what was going on at that point.
But one gripe I guess the men are having in the Allegiant is there are not enough stalls in the restrooms. The lines are a lot longer, and I know for a fact when I was there, women can just walk in and out. Kind of
there was a lot. Yeah.
There's no line for the women, but for men, it's so funny how the role
sections, or if they've been going around the whole stadium to figure.
I don't know. But it's interesting how that reverses. Usually the lines are long for the women and the men walk in and out.
Maybe that's why the guys' lines are always so long.
They're super
I feel like
long.
Whenever I go to games now, I feel like the guys' lines are always so much more long, longer.
They are, and they're missing minutes and play action. They're in there for almost a quarter in line because I don't know what's going on. Allegiant Stadium, get it together. Let these men have their
give them some more urinals.
And I walked in. It's huge. We have tons of stalls. I'm like, I'm in, I'm out. Back to my seat.
So one thing that I noticed that people were talking about is that, of course, this is in the usual typical Raiders fashion. You guys get a good start in the season for the last couple years, and the next thing you know, you're either under 500 or at 500. So in 2019, you guys had a 6-4 record to start and end up with 7-9. So you'd went 1-5 for the rest of the season. In 2020, it was 6-3. Ended up 8-8, so you went 2-5. So what made this next game coming up is Cincinnati,
it has to be a must-win for us, because the thing of it is Kansas City Chiefs are sitting on top now with the 5-4 record, and then you've got us, and then I think it's I think we're last, second to last, because the Broncos are last, and then you got the Chargers in there in that mix. But even if we go 6-4, that puts us in the number 2 slot because of the way the games are played, and Kansas hasn't had a bye week yet. So when they come up on their bye week, hopefully that'll do something. But this is a must win, and I don't know if we're going to do it against Jamar.
Yeah,
Chase
you got to win. That's the thing is
we got to win this.
I'm going to that game struggling, but they're probably they're coming off a bye week, so
they've
got fresh legs.
It sure do, and after losing to Cleveland like that, they're ready. So Derek Carr did his practice post-game press conference. I didn't tap in to see what he was saying. I think it's going to come down to maybe we need to give Mariota more minutes. I think they need to alternate the quarterbacks right now. I just don't think it's working. And it's rumored that there's locker room drama, that these guys aren't getting along in their locker rooms. Like, it's not.
Well, I
really
mean,
the
there's
most
already been
pleasant
enough
pace.
going on for the Raiders.
I mean,
this season.
absolutely. And it's Raiders. You know, what are we going to do? It's the Raiders. The city has not changed who the Raiders are, I guess, professionally as a team, like as far as our playmaking and that kind of thing. We always have some shenanigans going on. So hopefully the Sunday when I'm there, this will be my second time going to Allegiant to watch my Raiders. First time I went, they lost to the Bears off of some drama. I don't want to go in there again and see them lose, because now I'm going to feel like it's me. And I feel like I don't
if
need
there's
to go to
Raider
these
fans
games.
that want to give me a ticket, because I went to see the Seahawks play there and you guys beat us. So maybe it's me. Maybe I can help you guys win.
Man, listen, and I'm gonna tell you something. I saw photos from people that had gone to those Raider games, and I'm not liking this so much. I'm not liking seeing all these Chiefs fans and opposing.
There was
fans
a lot of red in the stadium.
I mean, you see it because we're black and silver, so it does mute our colorways, and it's not outside like it was at the Alameda Coliseum where you could see us. So it does mute our colors as far as the camera
pop. It makes
the reds and all of the teams pop.
other colors pop.
But I'm seeing fans that are supposedly, allegedly Raider fans sitting with their friends that are Chiefs fans. Like, you're jinxing us. Don't do it. Don't even. I mean, Mo,
if the Seattle's going to come back for a regular season game, we can't sit together.
No, I'm gonna have to go. You're gonna have to take my brother's seat. I'm gonna have to sit in my dad's seat. I can't do this. Like, I don't need to see opposition. It's not working. Like, I need to see my black and silver. I can't go to a game. And I asked my dad in his seats too. I personally asked him. I said, Dad, how many Raider fans were in your section? And he says, there was a lot of Kansas City Chiefs fans. These Raider fans are just selling tickets. And it's like, it's all Chiefs around me. It was a few Raider fans, but that's not a good experience. I need to be with my fans. I need to be with my group.
It's also the experience in the football, and it's live.
No, I don't want to hear them. I don't want to hear them. I had to tell a Bears fan to sit down. He kept getting up. Sit down.
If you guys are winning, it don't matter at that point. Like, it's only when you're losing do you feel like that.
Yeah, absolutely. It is only when I'm losing.
I mean, if you're winning, for us it don't matter. Like, hey, I'm gonna sit there and be talking about your team at that point.
Yeah, but no, I don't like that. It's too many opposed. They need to have their own side or something. It can't be speckled in the mix. They should do like Raiders side. You know, I know that's not, but it's crazy.
And I know Natalie's not the only one. She says that they've been cursed ever since they moved to Vegas.
No, I don't know if it's been cursed more. I just think it's the same. Oakland.
Well, I don't think because we're in Las Vegas, I don't think that many people that were not Raiders fans were going to the Oakland Stadium. Not to mention, I don't think there was many opportunities for non-Raider fans to get tickets in Oakland back in the day, because they had season ticket holders that were diehard season ticket holders, and they weren't
exactly. But also, too, they don't understand how it was in Oakland. You didn't get the local news of what was going on with that team in Oakland with some of the shenanigans. Nothing's as severe as this, I'll say, but it is in typical Raiders form. We always have some drama going on. And to follow the Raiders, you know this. But if you're a new fan, you're going to think we're cursed because we moved. No, the city don't make no difference. Raiders is Raiders. It's just, this is who we are. And the only way we can make changes, we literally need a quarterback, excuse my language, that needs to be an a-hole. You know, I'll be galloping up and down the street if Aaron Rodgers wins the Super Bowl this season and he leaves and gives a big, middle finger to that organization and says, you know what, I'm going to go somewhere else, and he takes Devontae Adams and comes to Raiders. I pray that happens. It's going to change up the whole thing. And I can understand now when Tom Brady was shopping us for a minute, because I know the players that we have, there'll be some adjustments being made that he could come over here and we could be a star. We need that. Now, the only good guy we are willing to take at this point would be a Russell Wilson, because he's a gunslinger. He scrambles and he's good. He's great. He's elite. Derek Carr can be too nice, and his too niceness is not working for us. We need
not the Russell Wilson from last weekend.
Well, that Russell, and
then this man, I have never seen this guy throw that many passes off target to where the receiver had not even a chance or wasn't even close in my life for one game. And then he had the nerve to say that it had nothing to do with his finger.
It had
sir, we've seen you play for 10 years. We know when it's off. This is not you. So Oh,
It
Lord.
had absolutely a lot to do with his finger. But say what you want to say. Talk your stuff.
Here's we played the Packers in Green Bay. It had snowed for the whole beginning of the day before the game started.
Yeah.
Finally, the sun broke out. It wasn't snowing anymore, but it was a 0-3 game up until the fourth quarter. I'm like, hey, as I saw in the Man in the Mirror episode, Tom Brady say, hey, as long as we're, what do you say? It's not enough losing to win, or you're in it to win it, even if you're losing. Anyways, I can't. Natalie, type in the quote he uses because she's already watched it 4 times, I think, already. But basically, he says, like, as long as we're in the game still, even if we're not winning, we're still in the game. We're 0-3. It's 0-3 score. I'm figuring, hey, I know we haven't been doing much, but it's fourth quarter. This is usually when Russell can cook a little bit, get a couple touchdowns. Instead, Aaron Rodgers throws two touchdowns, and we're down 17-0. It's the first shutout that Russell Wilson has had in his career.
It's the first. It's been since 10 years that you guys had a shutout like that.
Yeah, before we've had Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
So it's sad. DK Metcalf can't control his emotions. He got ejected again, getting into it. But here's the deal. I would feel okay with you having these emotions if you were actually doing something on the other side of the field too. Like if you're making big plays and you're just starting to get a little cocky just because you're great and you're good and no one can stop you, I kind of feel that. But when you're just getting frustrated and you're using it, now you're ejected. Like
yeah. But that's your boy DK with the purple hair and the midriffs.
Yeah, I just, can you go back to like a maybe blonde or do I don't know, just something else
purple?
different?
What color is it right now?
It's like a bluish,
greenish.
I don't know. I think it changes bluish? Because it probably after each wash, it must just, I don't know. It's
maybe
like
you should do like a bluish green.
It's like a hypercolor.
Kind of it is a hypercolor. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It's like mood hair, like a mood ring. Changes
and his mood has not been great, so I suggest a hair color change.
I thought about you. I knew your phone was probably
the other issue I had too was, okay, Aaron Rodgers has COVID. He's quarantined for 10 days, doesn't have to even test to come back because he's quarantined. He just has to pass the health inspection by the team's health doctors or whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay, of course he passes. But mind you, he's still not vaccinated, hasn't taken a shot still. And this man is walking around during and after the game on the sidelines on the field with no mask. He comes up and shakes Russell Wilson, gives him a little dap or whatever. No mask. Yet you just had COVID. You're not vaccinated. And yet you're not getting fined still for not wearing a mask and abiding by protocol. So where's your fine now for not having a mask on field? First
of all, it was insulting that they've only fined him $14,000. That was insulting. That's like $14 for him.
I mean, but that was the predetermined amount from the start of the year. So now where's your next $14,000 fine?
Well, it needs to come to something because that's not a good predetermined amount. That was like, so basically you just said, I'll pay the little $14 and go on my merry way and still do what I'm going to do. That's what I'm saying. The a-hole of the field. That's a Raider. That's a Raider attitude. That's a Raider right there. And like I said, not for nothing, his game is on. But as a person, he is the a-hole. Like he really is for that. And not to mention, if you've had COVID, you can't get a vaccination shot for 90 days. So let that sink in. It's going to take you a long time to do that.
So I should be seeing him with his mask on.
Yes, exactly. So that's where the fine needs to kick in. It's for the mask situation, especially with that. Yeah. But do any of them do that? I don't know. I don't know how that looks.
I feel like you have to, I don't know. But anyway, so there were some other great games. I mean, the Niners came and kicked the Rams. Even with OBJ, even with Von Miller appearance, they were at home at Levi Stadium, had a great win on Monday Night Football, 31-10. That's all I'll say about that one.
Yeah.
The Steelers and the Lions tied. What's so funny is that, of course, the rookie Najee Harris, he didn't realize that NFL games could tie.
Yeah, was he serious about that? Because I
kind of feel like he was, because
people are like, who doesn't know that? Like, I don't understand how he did not know that.
I don't know. But what was funny was, of course, their offensive line for the Lions guy who caught the Matt Stafford like little mini pat, like little short pass, and goes in and jumps and does a somersault into the end zone. But of course, it doesn't count because he wasn't eligible for a pass. That was interesting. You don't see that too often. Too many offensive.
You don't. But that field goal kick gave opportunity for the Steelers to try to win that game, and they dropped the ball literally. So it was just like, come on. What was the point of that? What was the point of you guys gaining possession and not even getting a chance to score? And then those Browns lost. So no OBJ.
I mean, the
Chubb still out?
Browns
Oh, Chubb's
lost.
still
The
out.
Washington football team beat Tampa and Tom Brady.
Yeah,
I mean,
he had his foot off the gas. It was just a big upsetting.
Dolphins beat the Ravens.
Oh, that was a great game.
Yeah,
That was a really good game.
It was a lot. So we'll get into our picks here in a second. Also, COVID is coming out. Like Big Ben missed Sunday because of COVID.
Yep.
You know, Nick Chubb and the other running back for the Browns had COVID. And then Joey Bosa and one of his teammates on the Chargers tested positive for COVID yesterday and on the list. It ain't going away, folks.
No, and they say that because we're hitting holiday time again, the numbers may get on the rise. So
I know.
do what you got to do. And then Le'Veon Bell, where's he going to go now? He's gone.
Back to the couch. I don't know. He's done.
Jeez,
I mean, you know, he's as a running back, it's like, and then today Frank Gore said he'd come back if somebody wanted him. I mean, I know options are really getting slim now because of all the running back injuries and COVID, but
please don't.
I guess somebody may pick up one of
they
them
might
or
pick
some
him
of
up,
them.
but I mean, I don't know. Please don't, though, Frank. Please don't.
It's a lot. It's a lot. One thing I wanted to bring up, of course, Monday Night Football with Peyton and Eli Manning are hilarious. And this Monday I watched a little bit of it, but you know, they always give Peyton a bad time when he's eating during the break or halftime. He's like, you know, basically shoveling in his food, and it's pretty funny. But what I didn't realize what they brought up is that there is a Manning curse.
Yeah, Manning curse. Yeah, and Draymond Green broke it. He broke it.
And Russell Wilson was on it too. So all these guys have been on the show and lost their very next game.
Yep. They lost that week of their game. The day they'd be on the show and the week they'd lose, except for Draymond Green. He was the last guest
maybe it's a football curse.
It has to be because he broke it because Golden State won clearly the next day. Right. Like he was the only one that made it who won. So we'll have to see if another football player gets in this Manning.
Well, they had one of the golfers on, and he was like, I had to make sure I didn't have a match coming up before I came on.
No lie. Jeez. Yeah.
Oh my God. It was so funny. Yeah. Also tonight, hopefully you can set your DVR or go on HBO Max because the season premiere of Hard Knocks in Season came out tonight with the Colts. So it starts tonight. I don't know how long it goes for, if it's 8 or 6 or how many weeks it'll be going for, but I caught a couple posts that the NFL had made about it, so it seemed pretty funny. I'm looking forward to watching it. Let's just say that. So.
I know you're a big Hard Knocks person. I may have to tap into it too.
It's just interesting to kind of see the player dynamics and what people are saying and all that kind of stuff. I did want to say congratulations to some of the Vegas Golden Knights. Listen, we're getting hit hard with COVID. We're getting hit hard with injuries. Luckily, we've been able to skate through with getting some wins. We did lose yesterday to the Hurricanes 4-2, but 3 newbies. I think 2 of them were brought up from the Henderson Silver Knights. Jake Leschyshyn, Jonas Radenberg, and Paul Cotter. They all got their very first NHL goal in the last week for the Vegas Golden Knights. So that's pretty cool. I mean, these guys are young. Like I looked at their Instagrams, they're got to be like barely 21, if that.
Wow.
Young kids,
but they might do well. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's what.
And hey, at least that's one thing about having the Henderson Silver Knights. At least we got easy access to some people when that kind of stuff happens. One thing also, I just not a whole lot of Major League Baseball news. There's a lot of some signings and stuff. Justin Verlander got his big 1-year deal for $25 million.
That's Verlander. I'm never gonna let him go.
Ichiro is going to be inducted into the Mariners Hall of Fame on August 27th. So, I'm going to be trying to get to that game for sure.
That'll be nice.
But also, I wanted to give a big shout out to our eye candy, our favorite GM in the world.
My future boyfriend.
Gabe Kapler is the NL Manager of the Year.
Oh, National League Manager of the Year. Go ahead, Gabe.
Go ahead, Gabe.
Cute, everyone, when they posted about it on the MLB page, all the women chimed in. He's so handsome. He's so handsome. Why haven't I been watching the Giants game? If you're not a Giants fan, this will make you a fan. Hey, I believe it.
Hey, Major League Baseball, why don't we start hiring some more GMs like him?
Cutie pie.
I mean, that would be my thing.
Yeah.
I know you sent me this too. So two of our previous guests that we've had on before, boxers. Shout out to Saul Gomez
Yes.
won his fight over the weekend. Yes.
Yes.
And then of
He and
course,
Coach Ray. Shout out to
ATG.
Coach Ray.
Yeah. Shout out to Coach Ray. We
Yes.
love him. Look at that cute little baby
Yes,
too.
and he has his little son. His
Um,
little son down below is
yeah.
Kobe. That's his name. So little Kobe
Of
helped out
course,
with Saul's
Kobe. I know
changing.
how much
Saul's
of a
fix.
Lakers fan he is too.
Yes. Yes.
And then, of
Mhm.
course, ATG Alexander the Great. He's got a match coming up in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina this weekend. So we wish him the best of luck out there. That should be good. I know
Yes.
he's been prepping. I've seen his Instagrams. He's been trying to put
Yes,
in the
he
work.
has.
So
Yes, he has. And I hope
that
he
is going to
wins.
be
This has
good.
been a long time coming. So the Mayhem in Myrtle. And it's a female boxer that's promoting this event. So it's
Oh,
perfect. I can't remember her
that
name,
is
but the
so
promotions is a
nice.
former female professional boxer who's promoting this fight for him. So it's exciting. So I
Oh,
think
wow.
it's gonna be I wish him the best on that.
Dope.
Yeah.
A little girl power before we get into our sneaker drops. I just wanted to shout out to um the Liberty's Asia Doer. So she was drafted in 2019, played that season, but then missed 2020 in the bubble due to COVID. And she had prolonged effects. Like she said she couldn't breathe, she was spitting up blood, she had lung pain. It felt like she was being stabbed in the knife every minute. She
Oh
lost
wow.
32 pounds.
Ooh.
Yes. So it's unsure if she'll continue to be on Liberty because, of course, a lot has changed for Liberty in the last 2 years. You know, Ionescu was drafted and a few other people. The team has been changing around, but
Yeah.
she is cleared to come back and be in the WNBA this year. So we're very happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine 2 years of that kind?
Yeah.
Ain't no joke. Ain't
It
no
isn't. It
joke.
really isn't. That COVID, I'm telling you, is real. Like I need people to
Right.
really, and those that are not vaccinated, as your choice, that's fine. But mask up. Don't act all willy-nilly like it's not going to hit you or you get reckless with
I
it and be
mean, you would
careless. Like
think.
keep your social distance going. Wash your hands regularly. Sanitize as much as you can. Try not to be up in close, crowded spaces. And if you are, just wear the proper mask. Surgical masks
And
are
also,
okay,
we
but
know
get
it's
you a K95 or N95. Get you something that's gonna really
especially
seal
when
you
you're
in.
out there in the public.
Yeah, in the
And
public.
on
Come on.
planes
I mean,
and
I'm wearing
anywhere
N95 and
else.
K95s, and I'm triple vaccinated. You know what I'm saying? I put my business out there. I got a booster, and I'm at this festival in N95. Like I'm still doing what I need to do. You know what I mean? So why can't anybody else do that?
They
So
should be able to. That's the
it's
whole
not a hard
point.
ass to do that mask thing.
Oh my
In my
gosh.
Andre Caldwell voice, please wear your mask. Put on your mask. You have to have your mask on,
Shout out to my mom chimed in. They've been going through a whole rain. Like it was on the news here in Las Vegas that
Oh,
they had
hi,
they have
Doreen.
so much flooding out there because it's been raining nonstop for days. They finally had a good day, I think, yesterday and today. Like
Oh,
I couldn't do it
Doreen
no
is my
more.
fave. Happy Thanksgiving too to Doreen as well, and to
Yeah.
you as well,
I
because we've
know.
got that coming up. It's coming so fast.
I know. It's going to be definitely a cool week. But I want to get to some sneaker drops. We can do our picks.
Yes.
We're reaching some time. Let's get it together here.
Yes.
So
Yes.
first up is these BBC and Adidas astronauts.
Yes.
They drop on 11/20. I'm feeling I kind of see the vibe they got. I don't know about these lace things going on here, but
It's a slip-on.
yeah, I
But
get
it's a
that,
tight
but
slip-on.
I know. Like I have some Adidas similar to this, but at least the laces go down farther and it's not just right there around your, I don't know. Hey, it's all good, whatever. The Yeezy 500s. I don't know why who keeps buying these shoes of his. It's got to be somebody. It's not me. It's not Mo.
I like
And
those.
you do?
I kind of like them. I'm not a big Yeezy
Stop.
person, but I kind of like them.
These look like the grandpa Yeezys, like they got a
the
little hard
700s,
sole.
750s look like grandpa too.
I
These
don't
are what,
know.
the 500s?
I can't do it. The 500s, yeah.
Yeah.
We got the Nike Dunk Highs, the Sail Gums.
I like
the right
those.
one? Yeah,
Those I do like. I can't
not
believe
bad.
the Dunks right now are the most popular, sought after type of Nike style shoe next to the Jordans. Like Dunks resale are just ridiculous and through the roof when nobody was wearing Dunks, and now the dunks are a trend. It's like cool to wear the dunk lows. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's got me itching like, oh, I want a pair of dunks.
I'm not a
Like,
big
I wanna
low fan like that.
Yeah, I
I don't
know.
know.
I know.
I know. It's all good.
It's different. Yeah. It's different. I know.
I know.
Yeah.
I mentioned these before, but they're coming up. The
No, I do like
Bordeaux.
those. I do like
like
those.
these. I like the
I do
silver in
too.
them.
Me
I could see
too.
myself in a gray Nike sweatsuit with these
Yes.
and just be
If we
good
wear
to
sweats
go.
this season.
Like I've been wearing sweats. So what are you talking
I
about?
can't. It's hot as heck outside. It's like
Not now. It's
ridiculous.
57 degrees outside. I got a window open because I was like, let me just use that natural, fresh, cool air outside just to,
Yes,
yeah.
I the evenings are cool, but in the daytime, it's like I want to put sweats on, and I can't till the evening.
Oh, I still wait for the sweats on.
Do you?
I got
I'm sweating in my sweats.
All right. Xbox and the Adidas.
Oh, I like those though. I kind of like
Form
those.
Head boots.
I kind of like them.
I can see a lot of gamers wearing these.
Oh
Suckers.
yeah.
I just, yeah,
It's
I'm
different.
not an Adidas fan. That's all.
Yeah, yeah. It's different,
You know?
but the little green glow on it, I kind of like it. I wouldn't personally cop them, but I just think it's a cool little shoe for the kids that are gamers, like you said, to your point.
Oh, I'm sorry. So this one right here was actually the light chocolate.
Oh, okay.
And this is the Nike Dunk High sale
okay.
gum.
Oh, okay.
All are on the 19th or the 20th.
Oh, okay.
And the
So
last one is the AJ1 Acclimate,
Ooh, I like
the
those.
11-19. They're nice. It's not cold enough here to really need fur on your Jordans.
Yeah, you can't do that with the shearling on there. I just noticed that. Yeah.
I also believe that I think these are ones that have like a Gore-Tex or some kind of weatherproof on them too. I've heard there was one. I think
don't know
this
if I'm
one
feeling
might
that
be
sole either. I don't know if I like how that sole's looking on them.
It's a little security bootish.
It is. I don't know if I like that. I changed my mind. I don't want those.
What's up, Justin? Sorry you missed my Seahawks rant, but you can catch it later. Hopefully I don't have to rant too much this weekend, but I'm sure, it's a tough one. It's a tough one. So to just pick'ems, Mo, you won last week. I don't know what I was doing. 4-1.
I think I picked
You picked Tennessee, you picked the Colts.
Yeah.
You picked
went underdog with it.
Minnesota. You picked Philly.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
you outdid me. So you're now up 5-4. You are now up 5-4.
Okay.
All right. So this week's buys
record.
the Broncos and Rams have a bye this weekend. So we only got 2 buys. So there's gonna be a lot of games out there.
Yeah.
First one is New England at Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta got blown out by Dallas, but New England's been good, and they actually are in the top 10 rankings for football right now.
Everything is the tide is turning.
That Mac Jones is coming around.
Yes, he is. I'm going with the Patriots.
All right, we got the Saints at Philadelphia.
Yeah,
I didn't catch the Saints game this Sunday.
I didn't catch it either, but they lost it.
I know the Titans won. I know it was kind of close, but
I'll roll with the Saints and see if there's a redemption there. But they're still down some people, so I don't know.
Well, and I don't know about Philly. Like they beat Denver, but
but that's Denver. I'll go with Saints because that's my little second team. All right, there. Who that?
I'll just go with Philly. I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
So Miami against the Jets. So Zach Wilson is out. Joe Flacco got called up. He will be the starter. Mr. Flacco will be there. We'll see.
Hey, I'm gonna go with the Jets. Why not? Let's just see. Makes for an exciting game. Miami's been playing very well, but I'm just gonna pick the Jets just to see.
All right, I'm gonna go Miami. I mean, they just beat the Ravens, so
they did.
Why not?
They did. Well, that was a great game too, by the way.
Although I'm not sure what the weather is going to be like. Here's another issue for people that betting. Make sure you check the weather of the games when you make your bets, because sometimes you have no idea if it's a downpour rain, snows in the field, makes scoring a little harder. Always hit them unders.
Yeah.
But all right, we got the Washington football team at Carolina. So Ron Rivera goes back to Charlotte. I'm going with Carolina here. I need Christian McCaffrey to give me all the points that he's missed.
Yeah.
From having time off, and I'm down. And I also picked up Cam Newton. So in case, I took Stafford. I had Stafford in this week, and of course, he didn't do nothing because the Rams suck this weekend. So
I'm going to go with Washington football team. I'll go opposite of you on that, just to see.
We've got the Colts at Buffalo.
Man, these Bills have been very inconsistent with their playing.
But
I think this will be their time to shine. So I'm going to roll with the Bills on this. I'm going to give them another chance and see what they can do. I'm
going to go with you. I just feel like, now's the time. We're at week 11. So, guys, we're already halfway through the season. We got, this would be the 7th game left this weekend.
Right.
Come on now. It's almost over. Can you believe this? I can't.
I know, but I've been talking to people and they're saying, it's a lot. It's hard to juggle all these sports right now. And I have to say, for me, it's been okay because I'm in 6 fantasy leagues that's forcing me to juggle and multitask. No more invites to fantasy leagues next season. I'm gonna have to take a break after this. That's 6, and that's just a little too much.
That's all football, or is that basketball?
3
included?
Football, 3 NBA. It just doesn't stop, And I'm very flattered and honored that people wanted me to join in these fantasy leagues, but I'm not.
I can't do the basketball.
I'm 4-0 in one of the basketball leagues. I'm 3-1. I'll soon to be 3-1 in another, and in the other one I'm just 0-4. But I've speculated to win this week, so hopefully this will be my first win. Off of the one, because that was the one I missed the auto draft on, and we actually have 12 players on that squad. So the players that I have are starting to show up a little bit more. So hopefully tide will turn for me on that.
Yeah,
women's league.
I won both my football leagues this weekend. So.
Yeah, I saw that, and shout out to Sarah because it was her birthday, and we played each other, and she ended up winning and beating me, even though I was.
And then her Packers beat us, so she had a great birthday
weekend. Yeah, so shout out to her. Happy birthday, Sarah.
We've got the 49ers at Jacksonville. I already know who's gonna win, but I don't want them to win.
I know. I'm going with Niner gang. Niner gang don't bang.
Me too.
Because it's Jacksonville. If it had been any other team, I probably, out of solidarity to you, would have gone opposite. But I can't. You can't. Yeah.
Nope. This is another wash. The Texans at the Tennessee. Now we've already mentioned how there's always that one underdog. When we said Tampa Bay, Washington, I was like, it could be the one game where it's going to be, and it was. Not to say that Texans are going to do it, but. I'm going to go with the Titans. Of course.
I'm going with the Titans. I'm sorry. I can't even fix my lips to say Texans.
Man. And they're doing so good without King Henry in. He's not even in. Derrick Henry's not playing, and they're still in.
I know.
Shout out to Adrian Peterson for holding up a little slack there.
Yeah, Adrian AP showed you guys, didn't he? He said, "Hey, I'm off the couch too, and I'm gonna show y'all." And he did it. That's the thing. Even when they're on the couch, they're still working out and conditioning and training. Zion, take a clue, take a memo. This is what we need. You're young. You're supposed to be doing this kind of stuff.
The Packers at the Vikings.
I'm going with Minnesota. I like, Green Bay. I know Green Bay is solid gold, but Minnesota, you never know.
They're due for something.
For something. I'm just going to go with them on a long shot. That's going to be my long shot.
Okay. I'll take the Packers.
Okay.
We've got the Ravens at Chicago.
And I'm going to go with Chicago on this. Justin Fields has been playing up. They've been doing very well. The problem is their line. Their defense is spectacular. For given what they have.
Well, and they're coming off a bye week.
And they're coming off a bye week. And I'm just gonna, and it's in Chicago. I'm gonna go with Chicago. Why not? I'm just gonna roll with the Bears.
Okay. I'll give you that one.
Justin's looking solid. He's looking a lot better. He's getting more comfortable with the ball. He's getting better with his releases, and he's throwing down the field. So let's go. Let's go, Justin.
I just need him to hit all his receivers because I got 2 of his receivers on my fantasy football. So I'm going to stick with the Bears. I feel like it's home field.
It is. And if it snows that weekend, that's
the Ravens, they're kind of used to that.
They get that too, but sometimes they don't make it well for them. Sometimes that inclement weather is not their best friend at times. It just depends.
Right. So Cincinnati at Las Vegas.
Jesus. I got to roll with my Raiders. I want my Raiders. We need to be 6-4. So the way the ranking is, I just looked it up. It is Kansas City Chiefs, then us.
You're 5 and
then Chargers, then Broncos.
You're 5-5, right?
We're 5-4. We're still above 500. We're 5-4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we tied with the Chiefs as 5-4.
Okay.
Can you believe that the Chiefs came back like that? And even if we go 6-4 and say they win, they still, or they lose, they're still above us because they haven't had their bye yet. So it's just crazy how that ranking works. So.
Whew. The Cardinals at Seattle. I got to go with my squad, even though I'm not confident in them.
I'm actually going to go with your squad because of the factors that I say play into it. Yeah.
So Dallas Cowboys at Kansas City Chiefs.
Jesus.
Are we going to hear these fans? Are we going to hear these fans? You're going with the Cowboys?
I don't want the Chiefs to win.
Well, I got to go with the Chiefs. I don't want the Cowboys to win.
I don't want the Cowboys to win either, but I don't want Kansas City to win in my division. So I'll just go opposite of you and do the Cowboys.
Okay.
But I know Pat Mahomes is back. I know this is the breakout
He's
game
definitely
for him,
back.
That he got his confidence and his edge back, and I know they're probably going to ball out. So just know.
Dallas, this ain't no boo-foo team that you're going to be like, oh, we just won again and killed them.
No, because now they're starting to play real teams, and now we're seeing how
Atlanta
that looks.
last week and killed them. We got it. But
that was Atlanta though. So calm down. We're about to see a real game.
So now we got the Steelers at the Chargers, both of whom have the Chargers, lucky for you guys, have kind of slacked off because they started out pretty good.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes, they did.
And then with that tie to
But I think the Chargers
Lions
may win this game. I don't want them to win, but I'll go if I have to pick an AFC West team. I mean, it's my rival is the Chargers. I just don't want KC to win because they beat up breaks off of us so last Sunday.
Right.
And I don't want the Chargers.
I'm gonna go with the Chargers. I feel like Herbert's gonna have a day, and I don't know if Big Ben. I mean, he should be off protocol by now, but we'll see if he's playing or not.
So, just for anybody that's interested, and you can hit us up on the Girl Chat Sports page if you want to direct message us. I do have a colleague at work who is selling their Charger season tickets for that game this Sunday. If you're a Steelers fan, it is in section 250, right at the end zone. You're facing the field goal. Great primo seats. She's selling them a total of 2 tickets for $450. Hit me up and let me know if you're interested.
Nice. One word of advice, because my girlfriend Litzy was out there at the Rams and Titans game.
So what's SoFi talking about?
SoFi, it's basically ground level and it's all dug under. So there's basically no service once you walk in that thing. So if you're going to SoFi, get your ticket ready, have it screenshot already, have the app already pulled up, ready to go. Because once you enter and you want to go look for your ticket to see where you're sitting after you've already been there for a half hour or whatever, you're not going to have service.
That's crazy. That's ridiculous. Oh, that's absolutely ridiculous. That's how I felt at that festival. That's ridiculous.
It took her like 45 minutes to find her seat because she didn't have it pulled up and didn't take a screenshot. So for her to get her phone to work to figure out where she was sitting took forever.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
They got to do better with that.
Well, Natalie said her service was fine at SoFi, but Natalie, I think your seat. So her Litzy's seats were like at the very bottom. So it's like they had to walk all the way down.
So they don't have a Wi-Fi network you can connect to?
That's what
like VGK does or any of the other places?
I don't know. But even that, we've gone to those. I mean, Allegiant was having issues with their Wi-Fi before. I mean, maybe it was just a day that she went that it wasn't bad, but I'm not sure.
That's ridiculous.
Monday Night Football. God, this is going to be a sucky. So Sunday Night Football is the Steelers at the Chargers. Monday Night Football is the Giants at Tampa Bay.
And I have to go to the Buccaneers on this one. They're not going to take 2 L's in a row.
They're not going to take 2. They're not going to lose at home.
No, they're not going to lose at home either.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's still going to make for great. I'm going to tell you something. Even though it's a Monday night game, and I know the matchups always sound like suspect, they've been actually really good games. Even the Thursday night game was a little sus, but it was a good game to watch.
But there's been good ones up until like this. Like your guys' game was bad.
Yeah, that was terrible.
My game was bad.
But I mean, the weekday games haven't disappointed. They've been actually some action going. So
better than previous years. The Thursday night games used to be trash.
They used to be. You'd be like, I don't want to watch. Who's playing on Thanksgiving next Thursday?
Dallas, of course.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We haven't got that one yet. Maybe we'll do.
Yeah.
So here's the deal, guys. We're having a holiday break. We'll be no show next Wednesday. Maybe me and you can do like an IG live when we do our picks anyways.
Yeah.
For the following week. That'd be great. So I want everybody to wish them happy Thanksgiving.
Yes.
I'm
safe
going
Thanksgiving.
home to pick up my mom, and we're heading to the East Coast because
Wow.
we got family there. I'm going to see my cousin Shannon on my
Nice.
dad's side, my only cousin on the Ferris side, and his
Nice.
family. And so we're going to hang out with them. Of course, ulterior motive, I'm going to the Washington,
football team. Yeah, you
football
got to.
team's
You
game.
have to.
Well, my cousin's coming with me, and so is his son. So I'm excited for that. So out there, everybody out in the DMV area, holla at me. I'll be out there for a nice week. And then, we'll be returning to the show on Thursday, December 2nd. It's going to be December already.
I know. Don't remind me. I'm in a retail game where the holiday decorations are already coming up. Christmas music is already being played.
I don't know how you do it. I'd probably keep an earbud in my ear just so
and I'm so happy that our store will do a mix where they'll do the top 40 songs plus a little bit of Christmas mixed in there. It's just not all Christmas music like years past. But still, we're in that mode. Pull out my ugly Christmas sweater if it's cold enough. I've got a few of them. I look forward to wearing those kind of things if it's cold enough. And I look forward to my Christmas shows, like my little specials, my Charlie Brown, my Grinch, and all of that. But the weather needs to be good for it. I am sick of this 70s and cold at night. Like I need it to be just cold all day. Like I just want to be bundled up. I'm ready. You're not ready? I'm ready.
Like a month, I'll be okay with that. Wearing sweats and hoodies 24/7, throw a puffy vest on. I'm good with that.
I don't want an 80s Christmas. I just don't. Not to mention I shifted my closet of all winter stuff and now I have to try to figure it out again of putting my cold, warm weather stuff back in the mix.
Oh, yeah, no.
Thinking we were going to have cold weather and we're not. I'm disappointed.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
I'm praying for it though.
Well, we appreciate that tuned in. We also want a big shout out to Vegas PBS. If you caught us last week, we were on PBS for Nevada Week on Thursday and Nevada Week in person. I know that they're still showing the Nevada Week episodes this week as well. So if you want, you can go to the PBS website, look for our interview there.
And we were so great on it.
It was great, but the camera does add 10 pounds.
The camera added 20 pounds.
Those angles, I was like, why are your camera angles going like this?
I feel like I was someone's.
And the one behind my back, like, why is there a camera behind my back?
Why did my back look so hunched and wide?
Listen, it was
a
wake up call for me. I was like, yo, listen, I guess it's really I guess my over year, from not being in the gym is finally time up. Like I need to get myself back together.
Get it back together, right? Jeez. 40 pounds I gotta lose.
That's it for us, you guys. Please have a safe and wonderful Thanksgiving. Get your turkey comas on. Enjoy all the good mac and cheese for me. Be safe if you're traveling to family. Please wear masks. Please wash your hands.
Yep.
And don't go anywhere if you're starting to feel sick. Please.
Yeah. Please don't. Yeah.
Please don't.
Because flu is still out there too.
All right. We're out. And we'll see you back on the December 2nd. See you next month.
See you next month.